In the business story of the week, we shed light on a center that's playing a major role in equipping unskilled girls and women from disadvantaged backgrounds and abusive situations with transitional skills for survival and employment. Caring for the home is perhaps one of the most time-consuming tasks that a person could undertake. Pride in the state of one's household demands that it always be clean and in order. For families with children, domestic chores become even more arduous as children's needs are far greater than adults, at least within the home. And as the heads of families are tasked with other duties outside the home, many households have in their employ domestic workers. In Kenya, it has been the rule rather than a frowned-upon exception that domestic workers are poorly paid with unfair, if not cruel, working conditions. And as a stereotype of home care being the preserve of the fairer sex endures, it is women who suffer most in these jobs. On average, house helps in Kenya get anywhere from 800 shillings to 5,000 shillings monthly. Many employers justify these meager salaries by arguing that house helps have no formal training, their skills therefore not being able to attract higher salaries. But at the Center for Domestic Training and Development, skills are exactly what young women are armed with in order to negotiate higher salaries as well as provide professional domestic services.
I had left school when I was in standard 7, but when I joined here, I did my standard 8 and I performed well, and now I'm still proceeding. I'm in Form 2. I've gained a lot of skills. I know how to cook, childcare and housekeeping and laundry also.
Yani ukienda uajiriwe, as in kwe frustrated by mwenye amekuwa employer, utakuja uripoti huko na itakuwa ni other case watadeal na yeye.
And after celebration of the International Women's Day, what challenges remain for the female domestic worker? Last week, on the 8th of March 2008, Kenya and the rest of the world celebrated the International Women's Day, a day when we're all supposed to appreciate women as the cornerstones of our households and our workplaces. And today on Enterprise Kenya, we're at the Center for Domestic Training and Development to speak to one such woman who has been a cornerstone for the development of so many others in the industry of domestic employment. Hi, Ms. Murogo. Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too.
This is Ms. Edith Murogo. She is the initiator of the Center for Domestic Training and Development, and she's going to be telling me a bit about her center. What gave you the idea to start this center, first off?
I started the center so that domestic workers can have a place where they can be instructed and where they can also interact, and where they can get shelter.
Okay. Yeah. And what's this right here? Mind showing me?
I'll take you around so that you can see the facility.
Thank you very much.
Karibu sana. Yeah.
So what do we have here?
This is the administrative unit of our operations, and this is where it all happens. We receive our guests here, both clients. Our clients are both the employers of domestic workers and prospective domestic workers themselves who are inquiring for training and actually being admitted for training. Yeah, and all the staff work from here, both the executive and other staff, including the support staff. This is our sitting room. We think the average Nairobi home looks like this. We have a living facility like this. Please take a seat.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so average households in Nairobi, most of them have people in domestic employment. What's the average sort of pay in most households in Nairobi as well as in Kenya?
It's a bit unfortunate. Most of the employers pay between 800 and 2,000 shillings. That is especially in Nairobi, where we consider that domestic workers are better paid. In the rural areas, the situation is worse because most of them will pay about 500 shillings. And many others don't pay anything at all. Yeah.
How about the working conditions themselves? The pay isn't what it should be.
The working conditions are equally poor. You find that, again, they have not been defined because the government doesn't have a policy for domestic workers. So you find that individual employers are left to deal with their workers as they wish. So domestic workers work the longest. They work from sometimes from 4 a.m. all the way up to past midnight. Again, they don't have rest. Many of them work 7 days a week. And even during the day, you find that they are not supposed to be sitting down and resting. They are supposed to be working all the way through. Yeah.
Now, at your training center, how do you gear the people that you train here, your trainees, towards employment outside of this center, and also taking into account the conditions that many people put their domestic employees under?
What we are doing here at the center is that the whole process of empowerment is one which is emphasizing self-determinism, goal setting, and how to even do your own work. We combine that now with entrepreneurship, because we are training these people to be workers, and we know at some point they will have some savings. We really emphasize on the whole thing about savings, personal savings. We advise them to open accounts, and then once they have these savings, we now talk to them about how they can put themselves in business, especially the small micro enterprises that they can manage. So we have a course here to that effect. We have a labor education program where we actually teach these workers on how to fight for their rights, to demand for these rights, to negotiate for their rights during the process of employment. We normally insist on at least one day, one rest day in a week, and then we say 21 days leave in a year. Every 3 or 4 months, domestic workers can go home and be with their families. We also say you have to give food and accommodation. If you're not giving this, you have to compensate them fairly enough. And then we also emphasize that you don't engage in any abuse, any form of abuse. And domestic workers have been trained to that effect. When it comes to the issues of salaries, we have trained them to negotiate.
And this seems like a very good example of the kind of work that's being done here. Do you have any other model rooms to train them on other aspects of domestic employment?
We actually have other rooms, and I can take you there. So I'll take you to the bedrooms, where we actually now train them on how to make beds and how to manage the wardrobes, and actually where to have a beautiful effect, how to have that beautiful effect. And then there'll be the kitchen, where they actually learn how to use modern kitchen appliances and also how to maintain them. Okay. And then there's also the laundry. They learn how to iron and how to manage fabrics professionally. Yeah. In the bathrooms, we teach them how to manage modern bathrooms, so that they can be able to have a beautiful effect, and so that they can learn how to manage them professionally.
Okay. So briefly, what are the challenges that you face here in your center? Okay,
the biggest remains the issue of land. As you can see, we are located in a residential house, and so we are so kind of squeezed. Yeah, I would like to have a big space where we can locate our operations and where we can at least have enough room for the training. Another challenge is that we are not able to support this training beyond a month because of financial constraints. A third challenge is curriculum. Kenya does not have a curriculum for domestic workers. So we had to create our own in-house curriculum, and that is what we use to empower our graduates.
Very interesting. Do you have any other training programs that you have here at the center?
Yes, we do have the computers. We have HIV and AIDS. We also have the labor education. And most of all, we have a literacy program where we actually prepare our students to sit for national examinations, both primary and secondary, on a part-time basis, so that at least they can get a second chance to continue with their education. And to also encourage them that there's no limit as to who they can become. Domestic labor is a place to start, but you should not stagnate there.
Thank you very much, Edith.
Thank you, Alan.
Have you just heard the Center for Domestic Training and Development, a center where people can get their training from the ground up. The sky is indeed the limit with women empowering women. A very powerful story indeed. This has been Enterprise Kenya's Business Story of the Week.